I am Fletcher Brown, another artist video blog here at KIX96Country.com. Our guest today, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, by way of Southern Mississippi. Please welcome Marianne Allison to KIX96 Country. How are you, Marianne?
I'm good. How about you?
Welcome to KIX96.
I'm happy to be here.
Now, you come to us from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Is that correct?
That's right.
And you're down there in the Gulf.
I'm right on the bayous of
Really?
Mississippi. Oh, yeah.
All right, see
Ocean
now,
Springs.
my mother's from Mississippi. My morning guy, David Havens, he's also from Mississippi. So I have some limited knowledge of Mississippi. My mother's only from Natchez. I've never been as far south as like Biloxi and everything. So growing up down there, is that where music started for you, or did that come later?
Oh, music started for me, yeah, as a child. I mean, I always had a connection, especially, through your teenage years, you develop a connection with music, and I knew that it was affecting me maybe a little bit more deeply and differently than my friends. I always had an affinity and a love for music, and then when it came time to leave the nest and go to college, I kind of just simply chickened out on doing music for a living. It seemed like a pipe dream,
Oh, so you follow the get a real job crowd, right?
I thought, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why, but I went to college, I studied business and started a career in business. And it wasn't until Hurricane Katrina, because living right on the water, a lot of hurricanes just come right on through there. We're like at the end of the bowling alley. And so the hurricane comes through, it washes away my piano that I was playing every night and writing songs just for me. It's just for me, kind of a spiritual thing for me to go home after work, which I was never liking what I did for a living anyway.
Yeah.
So it was my way of renewing my spirit, just kind of writing these songs. And when the Hurricane Katrina came through, it washed my piano away, and I got obviously upset, but also angry, because I lost all my songs along with it. I wasn't going to be able to remember them if I didn't record, because when you're talking 50 to 100 songs, you need to have those recorded if you don't have access to them anymore. And I didn't have another piano and didn't have the money to get another piano. So that's when I started recording in a local studio down there. So.
All right, so basically your first foray into professional music was really just an exercise in sort of archiving this sort of cathartic exercise.
That's right.
And everybody apparently just loved what you did. You're 3 albums in now.
I'm 3 albums in.
All right, and Till It Breaks My Heart is the current project.
Yeah.
So what was it that happened when you went in that first time, and did somebody say, "Hey, why don't you record these to sell," or I mean, what happened? What was the trigger that made you realize, "Hey, I can really do this"?
Well, when I first went into the studio, it was obviously just for me. Nobody was ever going to hear these songs, and it was kind of like an expensive hobby, much like golf. And I thought, okay, this was a rejuvenating experience for me, because after that storm, when your entire area that you grew up in and you connected with and you have all your friends from is pretty much destroyed, for a year or two. I mean, everybody was living in FEMA trails. It was depressing.
Oh, yeah.
And it was my way of renewing my spirit and keeping my spirit up.
So basically, Marianne Allison is reborn out of the earth.
Yeah, and so I ended up recording so many songs, I thought, well, I have enough for an album. And so I went ahead and pressed an album, a CD, and then I had an email that the John Lennon Songwriting Contest was accepting entries.
That was 2007, right?
Yeah.
Around there, okay.
Yeah, and so I wanted to enter it just because I'm a big John Lennon fan. Not because I ever thought, that I could win a songwriting contest, And so I entered it, and I actually won. And at that point, it was validating that maybe I should just keep going and play in a little local coffee house. And, just kind of one thing's led to the other, to where it's taken me here today. And I think it's just a really organic thing that's happened. And I didn't set out to make this a career. I mean, it's kind of a crazy job being an artist and a singer and a songwriter. I mean, it's not really the most logical thing you could ever do with your life. But when you're called to do something and it's kind of meant to be and laid out in front of you.
And if you're good at
Can't help it.
you know, and
I
obviously
can't not do it.
Well, you won the John Lennon songwriting competition. Then not long after that, you won, what was it, the 100%
music songwriting contest
yes.
with a different song. Yeah.
With a completely different song.
Yeah.
And your music is featured in like on television. The CW picked up one of your songs for an advertising campaign for one of their programs.
Right.
Your current single is featured in a major motion picture, category 5.
We've got some upcoming stuff with another song off the album that's going to be on Oxygen Network, E Network, and things like that for the new seasons for the fall. But those aren't out yet, so I don't.
Okay,
I don't want to give the indie yet.
No spoilers! No spoilers!
I've been really fortunate and to have my song charting on country radio. It went to #1 on Indie World Country a couple of weeks ago. And I mean, it's just, I'm just blessed. I feel very, very fortunate to be validated in that way.
Absolutely. Well, country radio is definitely buzzing about Marianne Allison right now. So let's talk about the current project. Let's talk about the single, Till the Breaks My Heart. Now that's the title track. The album, is it completely finished, or are you just the single and the album is forthcoming? It's
totally finished. And we're also about 10 songs into writing the follow-up album. And I'm on a roll right now, songwriting. I'm a songwriter to the very core, and if I'm not writing songs, I get down in the dumps about it.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So I'm always in the writing rooms in Nashville, and working with my producer Sean Gassaway, and always writing as much as I can. So we're almost finished writing for this next album.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the single now. What is this song about? For people who haven't heard it yet, make sure you look for it. We'll give you the information where to find it. But what is this song about?
This song is really about a person who's made a lot of mistakes and who, at the heart of it, really believes that they were once not even a good person at all, and that they lost the love of their life. And it's a song asking for forgiveness. And it's about redemption, love and redemption. Okay.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to move out of the way in just a little bit, and I'm going to tell you could find a live performance of Marianne Allison elsewhere on our site. But we want to make sure that all of the people who come to you through us have a way of finding you, have a way of finding your music and you. So where online can folks find Marianne Allison?
MarianneAllisonmusic.com is my website. I'm on all the social media platforms, iTunes, all the streaming music services. If you Google my name, Marianne, and Allison with 2 L's, everything will pop up.
Okay. Now, where can people find your music, like in their regular TV watching? I mentioned earlier that the CW had picked up one of your songs for a campaign in Category 5. So these are out now. These are available now. People can see these. So we want to make sure that when they're watching, they identify, that's that Marianne Allison girl. We saw her on KIX96. What was the CW show? Do you remember?
Life Unexpected.
Life Unexpected.
Yeah, it was in the advertising trailer for the show for a couple of years. So I didn't even know it was chosen for that. I just had somebody call me and go, "Oh my God, I heard your song."
Wait, they don't tell you? They're just like, you're going to use... Wow.
Well, a publisher, Telepictures, bought the publishing rights to that song. So I had already been... they had bought the publishing rights, so whatever they do is up to their discretion. And no, they did not ever tell me that it was...
Yeah, but you'd think someone would just pick up the phone and be like, "Hey, just let you know, we're totally plastering your song all over the CW." Apparently not. But
yeah.
Okay, so if you're a CW watcher, Life Unexpected, if you remember that show, you probably heard her. And of course, the movie Category 5, that's got C. Thomas Howell and Burt Reynolds in it.
That's right. And actually, Starz Network, who owns the movie, sent me an advanced screener copy of this movie. It's a great movie, and I can't wait for it to be released in the U.S.
So that's a major motion picture that's still coming to a theater near you. So be watchful for that, and look for a live performance of Marianne Allison right here on our website. And Marianne, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Fletch. So nice to be here in Muscle Shoals.
You make sure you come back. We'll talk more. We'll talk more about Muscle Shoals. We'll talk more about the music that you grew up with in Biloxi. But we'll save that for another visit. Marianne Allison is our guest. Look for a live performance, and we'll see you next time on another artist video blog at KIX96 Country.